Step 2, I'm going to actually draw Canada on my folded map. As you can see, this is 1/4 of the map we folded in the other videos on how to fold a map. And I have labeled it by 15 degrees. And I've done the lines in black Sharpie so that you can see clearly on the video. But if I were doing this just for myself, I would leave them pencil so that I could erase them around the countries later so that it doesn't look so messy. But as we remember from the first video, our starting point is that shark fin. And the shark fin is at 60-75. So I find 60-75, the shark fin's right here. And I'm just going to draw really basic shapes with not a ton of detail for time constraints and video purposes, but you can put in as much detail or lack of detail as you would like. So this is the shark fin. Then I'm going to go 2 over. This is Greenland. And I'm just going to sketch Greenland in. Greenland goes all the way over to 15. It's very, it looks very distorted on a map. It's much smaller on the globe. Alright, so then I come back over to my shark fin, and the next spot I'm aiming for is the bottom east that's twisty. So 45-60, 45-60. So this is where I'm aiming for, right here. So I'm gonna, I've got a lot to cover in just this one square, so I'm gonna go ahead and just sketch it down. And then it kind of comes around. We have the St. Lawrence River that pops out right here, and New Brunswick that pops down here. And then it stops right there. And then we have to put in Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, and then we have to do our next coordinate, which is the whale tail. 4182 makes the whale tail blue. So 4182 is going to be somewhere right in here, 4182. So it's going to be about right here. So I'm going to make his whale tail. And then this whale comes up through here. And then it's a straight line over here to our next coordinate, which is 5123 is the corner of BC. So 5123 is the corner of BC is going to be right here and about right here. So we're just going to come a straight shot, and that's the US-Canadian border. Then we're going to put in Victoria Island right there. Vancouver Island, I mean. Victoria is the capital. And then it's going to come up like this. And then Yukon Territories is going to be right here. And remember, Yukon Territories is 69.41 Yukon gold for everyone. And then it's just going to twist across here. And it goes up. And it sticks out. And then we have the Hudson Bay. And then we have Baffin Island. Now Baffin Island is the llama that's randomly on this map. So we got to put the llama in. I like to start at the llama tail, which is right up off the shark fin. It's like the shark fin's coming up to bite the llama almost. That's how I remember it. And then we have this fuzzy chest. We have this funky hair. And it comes down like this. So there's our Baffin Island. Now we need to put in the top. Remember, we have our top 83.75. You made it to the top alive. So right here is 75, or 75. Sorry, north. 83 north. 75 west, so that is right here. So this is the top of Canada right here. This is Ellesmere Island, And it's just this funky shape that comes around like this. And then, and that's it. That's Canada and Greenland. We can put in Iceland over here. We know that it's another 1, 2, and then it's going to be right here. And then I like to fill in the islands. So we've got Banks Island, and then we've got Victoria Island because Queen Victoria needs her bank. So we put that over there. And then we've got a couple islands in between Ellesmere and the top of Nunavut. And we've got a couple more right here. And then the idea, I think, is to just know that these Northwest Territories and Nunavut Territories have a lot of very cold, icy islands up there. And then I like to remember to put the province territory line in. Territories and provinces, don't you fight. The parallel 60 will make it all right. So this is 60 degrees right here. If you follow it over, this is going to be your territory province divide. And then I like to put Saskatchewan in first because it sort of like straddles the 105 line, and it's a perfect rectangle. So if you just draw one on that side and one on that side, there you go. You got Saskatchewan. And then British Columbia is easy because it follows this line and then cuts across. So now you have British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and then Manitoba has to make the top of that whale. So it has to cut down like this, and then we have to make our rest of our rail tail, so it's going to cut down like this. So there's our whale for Ontario. There's Quebec, but we have to take this lump here and find Newfoundland. So there's Newfoundland, and then we have to get Quebec. We have to get New Brunswick in here. So New Brunswick is kind of like chops this little foot off right here. So now we have all the provinces. We just have to stick in the territories. So for the territories, you're going to go back up here to 135, and you're going to cut across. So there's Yukon, and then you go to the next one, 120, and you're going to cut across super duper far. For this one, you're going to cut over to the far side of Saskatchewan. So you have to get from here to the east side of Saskatchewan. So it goes down, and then it goes across, and then it goes down. So now you have Yukon Territories, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut Territories. And then poor Queen Victoria Island, it gets chopped in half up here, and has to share with Nunavut and Northwest Territories. Very sad. And so now we can start labeling.